Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick.
Beastmaster.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Druid.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Witch Doctor!
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Brewmaster!
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Death Prophet.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Liquid's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Listen back!
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Tinker!
A lot of questions certain to be had as we go into game number 2 of Liquid versus OG, with Liquid one game away from being able to secure themselves that grand final slot. Will Liquid be going there completely uncontested against OG as game number 2 features a Miracle Tinker? Blitz, does this change the game?
Yes, because if you can get that Tinker online at a reasonable pace, then you can simply just win the game. And I think this time around, they have better heroes for protecting Miracle. It's kind of a weird situation because a lot of people say, oh, Miracle carries this team, but no. OG enables Miracle to carry. And I think this is an important distinction I really want to make because I think a lot of the players on OG get a lot of unnecessary flack for saying, everybody always says, oh, Miracle just does this 1v5 thing. No, they pick heroes and lineups that center around trying to get this guy really farmed. And this time around, they have plenty of heroes that can protect him. They've got Fly, who can come in with that counter initiation cast because they know that teams are going to try to pressure him early on. They've got the Doom, who will continue to just kind of do Doom things.
You had before we went live, you had a very simplified win condition. Obviously, way oversimplified, but you want to share that?
You try to win by 20 or the game becomes really hard for you. If Liquid don't have dominant map control, I think by around the 20-25 minute mark, I think this game becomes exceedingly hard for them.
Yeah, and that's just simply because it is such a good Tinker.
Yeah. They don't have any catch for this Tinker. He can split push freely. They don't have easy ways to set up for it. Oftentimes you'll see certain heroes, like the Nyx Assassin, for example, or any kind of gap closing. That's why we see Storm so frequently picked up, because you can punish the Tinker so easily with those heroes. But if you look at Liquid's heroes, the only thing that they have is this Wisp +1, and even their +1 hero doesn't really have that dedicated hard nuke or disable to bring down a Tinker that will be quite tanky in a game like this.
And in that case, do you believe that OG won the draft with that last pick?
I think that before that last pick, Liquid had almost all their comfort heroes and they were in a really advantageous position, but I think with that last pick gives OG, it was the perfect pick. Yeah, it just gave them so much more of an opportunity to win this game.
All right, so Liquid need to be able to put themselves in the driver's seat by 20 minutes and look to end this game fast before the Miracle Tinker can pop off. We'll see what happens as we get into the laning phase here. We're going to start off in the bottom lane, mind control. Well, actually, let's take a look at mid. Fada does take a little bit of paralyzing cast damage. He's going to be playing that Death Prophet against Miracle's Tinker. Fly, obviously, roaming in with the Witch Doctor, while Moon straight to the jungle. He loves to flame it, but ultimately sometimes Iron Talon jungling is just the best way to go as an offlaner right now.
Embrace it, man. He always makes tweets that he hates the Iron Talon mechanic or whatever, but you just gotta get with it.
To quote one of those games he was watching, he was like, I believe he tweeted out, both offlaners had to Iron Talon jungle right away. Don't blame them. It was the right move.
Yeah.
You know, he hates it, but he realizes sometimes that's just
Necessary evil.
yeah. And currently, that's what Crit's going to be doing as well as the Doom. He actually wanders into the off lane to see if he can get some experience while Beastmaster continues to full jungle. And that's a big advantage, right? Beastmaster got that little bit of change up. He jungles more efficiently with his 4 damage. So.
It does make him a little bit hardier going into the early game. Like he's already level 3. At just 2 minutes into the game, much more successful than he would have been going to that top lane. At bottom, No-Tail at 4 CS, the Bristleback gonna pull the creep weight back. Actually, it looks like he wants to secure this rune at bottom with Kuroki.
Yeah, he's going to rotate over, but so is Moon with the double ore action. Arcane Rune is out, and Kuro will be able to pick it up. Nice tethered play there to be able to secure a free refill on the bottle. And they head back to bottom lane. Now, Kuro hasn't actually been helping out the bottom lane too much. He was kind of centering around mid, but now it seems like he's going to do some pulling and try and get mind control in even more advantageous position than he already is in. As an offlaner, normally you're not able to secure this much farm.
It's been a while since I see Rune Master played, but I assume the same principles apply just because of how good he is against Lone Druid going into the mid game. And that's the thing about Liquid's lineup is they can build 10-15k up onto this Lone Druid, and they can just tornado up the bear 3 times in a fight and he can't do anything, which is probably going to prompt him to go for a BKB, but you really don't want to go for BKB on the Lone Druid bear if you can help it. It just slows down all of your farm timings. Of course, OG can just get run over by Liquid's lineup as we saw in that last game.
Yeah, we're seeing it right now a little bit as No-Tail's being currently run over by Mind Control. He will get back to the secondary cusp of trees, and Kuro's actually going to be the one going down instead. The Paralyzing Cask, and now the bottle healing up. Fly is now going to be in trouble as Mind Control turns to beat on him, but doesn't want to be diving the tower again. Just gets a little bit more quill action on him. Good save there by Kuro. Cost him a serious amount of his regen.
Gonna stay in the lane though, just eat the tango. And this bottom lane, for the most part, it's okay. Top, Lone Druid getting pretty much everything he wants out of this lane. Crit in an RA position too, already has a level 3, about to hit level 4. They don't have a lot of kill potential pre-level 5 on this bear, which is why I think Jarex is hiding and allowing Matuma Man to get the solo XP, but Matuma Man still hasn't hit level 5. And now Doom's just gonna run to the right. This is the correct play by him.
Chased away into the jungle, but he's okay. He's got Devour coming back up anyway, and the 4-minute rune is on its way, so he's going to help Miracle secure that one. There is a lot of stacking going on. One of the big advantages of the Bristleback Wisp, which we saw very clearly at Dota Pit, the way MVP Phoenix utilized it, stacking up that ancient camp and allowing Bristleback to have a lot more options. But look what Moon's doing with the Hawk. He actually managed to stop that pull, or stack rather, and it's just left to a duo so far. Fauna in the mid. Oh, bad round of nukes. Almost managed to finish him off, left with about 60 HP. And Miracle doesn't even need to bother too much about worrying killing Fada. He's still got a regen rune, so plenty of more harassment to come.
Yeah, and Fada's got to be careful. One laser plus that combination can kill him once again. Like you said, there is the regen rune, and that's why Miracle's willing to trade, and Fada wasn't even with that Spirit Siphon up.
Looks like full wraparound here. They want to catch Fada. Kuro will bring and refill both bottles. So that's certainly going to help out. Fada will be back to full HP before OG can execute this game.
They might still want to go for it though.
Well, it seems like it. Fly can lead with a Paralyzing Cast. Creek can follow that up. He's already level 4 too, and he's got the Hellbear Smash too. That's going to be able to slow down Fada a lot. The last couple of nukes not going to be enough. Fada is immediately healed up by Kuro, and the TP's canceled.
Downside about all of this effort by Fly to expend it onto this mid lane is he's still only level 1. He just grabbed his level 2 right now, and he's steadily getting further behind the other 2 supports. Moon already level 6, gonna check that rune.
He is giving total solo experience to No-Tail. Is there some sort of comeback mechanism for Fly as a support? It's not the normal support that you would leave alone in lane.
Alright, bottom.
They really going to go for this one. Mind Control is going to be hit by the clap while he's facing forward, and he will be right-clicked down rather easily. First blood goes over the moon.
Yeah, in 2 games in a row now, OG grabbing the first blood, setting the pace. They did have to expend the Brewmaster ultimate, and the cooldown is considerable, but it's perfectly fine for a kill just because you want to use it off cooldown if you possibly can. There's no reason to try to save it.
Cannon Ward continuing to block out the stacks attempted by Kuro. He saw the Hawk earlier, thought maybe that was going to be the case, but it's actually a full counter. He's taking that one out. Jarek does take a little bit of damage. Kuro helps him out with some regen. And it's not a whole lot of pressure being put on Miracle so far. He hasn't gotten amazing CS, 25 and 10, still pretty good. Compare that to the free farming of some of these side lanes, though. Lone Druid, 51 and 16. Brewmaster is falling a bit behind in comparison to that.
It's just good defensive laning right now. He's making sure that Liquid can't get up on him. One of his supports almost always is standing nearby. You notice that Fly is still in a position where he's trying to help out. He's even stacking some of these creep camps for him, so he's not falling too far behind. And I think that's the game plan, is to stack up the jungle, then swap mid. Try to get him back into this game, because you don't want your Witch Doctor to have nothing. He can be incredibly effective in this game.
Man, this is pretty ridiculous how fast this Beastmaster is farming away. Of course, he was a part of a solo kill, or rather the Bristleback, who was solo experience, so was pretty high level, and they shared that with the Brewmaster. So he did get a significant jump up in experience because of that, but it's still impressive how quickly this Beastmaster is able to keep going with the jungle. Tranquil Boots being able to have him always full HP, and obviously the Iron Talon speeding things along as well. And he's ready to go. The best part of this is probably the fact that he's off map constantly, right? There's always the fear that a Primal Roar gank is going to be set up soon.
We saw that at bottom. Mind Control had absolutely no idea that that was going to happen, and they don't even really have to focus on this bottom lane too much, just because of how unkillable No-Tail can be whenever his ultimate is up. It's not really worth it to expend that effort. And with the Witch Doctor not really showing himself on the map either, Liquid are just sort of afraid to make these aggressive maneuvers. A lot of it is now going to be predicated on their timings with Matama Man and at bottom.
Oh, top lane, they will be able to pick up the kill in the Doom as the Death Prophet rotates over. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Mind Control and Kuro do cut past the tier 1, trying to put some more pressure on No-Tail. No-Tail will actually run back through them. Does have the ultimate, he's going to be forced to pop it now, but if Liquid manage to get out unscathed, they'll be happy with that one. But it looks like Kuro may still take too much damage. They tornado up the Bristleback for no response from him, and Kuro will be right-clicked down slowly but surely by the Fire Panda. Turn around by Mind Control, starts going for Fly, but again, thrown up in the tornado. Derek's managed to come in, we'll get the telekinesis, holding No-Tail long in it, that perhaps Mind Control can still get this kill. He's going to have to operate on purely on Quills, as that miss percentage chance is going to hurt things quite a bit. Looks like, yep, No-Tail will end up getting Quill to death here. No response from OG.
A good gimme kill at bottom is the Brewmaster was also forced to pop that ultimate, and all they really get is a level 3 Wisp. Croaky's going to be somewhat happy about that. The downside of this is, I think he really does need levels at some point. He needs to start to dedicated sit in the lane. He's been moving a little bit too much between bottom and mid, and hasn't really been able to secure himself even close to a level 6. Jirex, on the other hand, about to grab it soon, as he might just go down here as crit. He's got the angle, he can pop the Doom if he wants it, but
never mind.
Not going to at all.
Kuro once again with the save. We'll be able to heal up Jarek's crits, thinking that perhaps his damage from Doom not going to be good enough.
With the Wisp grabbing the rune, maybe he would have been able to heal him up through.
Yeah. We're going to have Boots of Travel coming in soon for Miracle. Looks like he bypassed the Soul Ring first this time around.
He did that in the other game that he played Tinker as well.
Yeah.
I noticed for OG, because a lot of the Tinkers just like to go for the stack play.
Yep.
And farm out, then go for the Boots of Travel. They don't think it slows them down too much, but I noticed that Miracle especially really likes the mobility that it gives him and tries to get aggressive early with this team.
Yeah, he tries to win his lane sometimes through kills off of the maxed out laser heat-seeking missile, and even if he doesn't, we saw the way that Vada was pushed back many times by that combination and ended up missing out on some CS because of it.
Yeah. Moon's already about to grab that Necrobook 1. Ideal timing for the side is around 15-16 minutes. This is usually when you're going to be the most aggressive on the map. You get so much map control as a result. Almost nobody wants to fight you. And this game is a lot more passive than the last one, just because OG, in the last game, they felt like they had to make things happen, so they rushed the safe lane quite often.
The good old, if you refer to the +1 gank, they smoke up with the mid hero, rotate through the Radiant jungle, and will be able to run into Moon. Moon is so damn tanky that it's actually going to take a while for Liquid to be able to finish him off. The Primal Roar gets thrown down, but no way he could escape as the Spirit Siphon continues to suck him away. 2-3 now, and Vada actually out of mana can't actually continue to go for the safe lane tower, it seems, while top lane they're going to go for the Spirit Bear, and they are successful at being able to pick up that 300 gold.
Yeah. Of course the Drunken Brawler was going to allow him to crit there no matter what, but still looked pretty cool, and I don't know if I like that term for it, +1. It conveys what I want in that you go for the tower and you're hoping to just get one kill and immediately push right after.
Yep.
But I feel like there's a better descriptive term for that.
Well, I'm sure your creative mind, you'll be able to come up with it sometime soon.
Yeah,
but
I'll think on it.
in the meantime, it looks like Liquid will still be able to maintain control. They saw the Brewmaster rotate up to the top lane. They killed the Spirit Bear. The trade-off will be that the safe lane tower of the Radiant side will end up going down. An invasion into the jump by No Tail. It's immediately found by the Spirit Bear, tangled up, but again, that miss percentage chance really effective against Lone Druid in general. Moon's actually solo pushing down this middle tier 1 tower. Now Crit's going to join him, and No Tail, who is wrapping through the Radiant Dire jungle, is going to be able to make the jump onto Jerix, managed to get the telekinesis and throws him away successfully to keep himself alive.
Still a mid-tier 1 tower picked up by OG. They were able to do it full force without having to use any of their ultimates, and that's the key right there, is that it didn't really cost them anything. They didn't have to use a Doom or a Roar. They didn't have to set up for a kill, which is normally what you have to do to take out that mid-tier 1 tower, but Liquid was in no position to defend. They're still going to wait on the timing of Matama Man before they really do anything. And I think this is the correct idea. Why fight before you have Radiance, especially when your bear hasn't been touched whatsoever?
So you would say OG got the better of the trades. Tier 1 safe, their tier 1 safe lane tower for the enemy's tier 1 mid, and now looks like tier 1 top lane.
They're going to give up Roshan though. This is an issue. They've got to come back right now.
They've got a TP right away, and I think they're already too late.
Yeah. If they don't realize this play, which they should because of the Hawk, and Liquid knows that they know now, but look at how close.
Moon's just gonna stay at the top lane. He's like, I don't have a TP. We're too late anyway.
Yeah.
Let's take this tier 1.
Safe lane towers in the game usually don't need too much.
Yeah.
I know that sounds a little bit weird because you figure it'd be a tower that'd be easy to defend, but oftentimes you just kind of give it up because the commitment to it is a little bit too high. It's too hard to just play around that bottom area. You don't really gain a lot of real estate by being there. So you play aggressively into the enemy team's jungle, keep them a little bit off guard. Like, if you look at Liquid's 2 wards of bottom, they were going to take that bottom tower no matter what.
Yeah.
They had complete control of the jungle. It would have required a full 5-man smoke by OG, but with the lanes pushed up, Liquid would have spotted that coming in a mile away.
So maybe the better trade-offs, the tower's going to OG, but Liquid's now with the Aegis in hands for mind control. They should be able to take some more towers of their own. They could probably just almost push straight up mid with the Wisp Bristleback and have the rest go top to defend this tier 2, as that's where Moon and Crit are going to keep up their pressure. They've got some backup too. Not sure if No Tail or Fly have really shown too much. No Tail reveals himself now. The boots to travel in from Miracle, and it looks like it's fine. OG continuing to progress objectives. And you said by 20 minutes, Liquid had to get some a real good hold on this game and be looking to end next 10 to 15 minutes, you would say, right?
Or at least grab a set of racks.
Yeah.
You want to be able to open up the base before that point, but I think with how well this Lone Druid's done at bottom, Matama Man's going to get gone on. They need some help here. Liquid, they don't have their Death Prophet, and that's going to show.
Roll Curl! Oh no. He went for the relocate out, but I think he thought he wasn't going to be able to get Matama Man because of the Cyclone. But No Tail actually canceled that one so they could jump on the Brewmaster, and as a result, they actually brought mind control away. Kuro will now end up dying. It was a cute play, attempting to use the Hawk to tether away to safety, but not enough distance in the world to be able to keep Kuro alive.
That's a pretty big kill for OG that they just got for free. The DP shows up top, and as a result of them pushing out the lane, it was hard for him to survive this crit. He's going to find the angle now. He does have enough damage for this.
Yeah, with Miracle TPing in, looks like Vada, yeah, he's done for. Slowed down by the Infernal Blade. The extra heat-seeking missile could come in, but it's not even necessary. He grabs the Eul Scepter right before he dies.
And all these mini ganks are helping out OG so much. If you look at Liquid's playstyle, it doesn't feel like they prioritize going for these mini engagements. It's more they want to be able to get into a 5-on-5 or force you into that position.
Right.
But OG are doing a really good job dancing away from them and just frustrating them. They take out that tier 2 tower. They don't even really care about that Aegis because Liquid haven't been able to convert it into anything quite yet. You see the influence of the Cochin. This Wisp Bristleback obviously being that combo that MVP Phoenix is so well known for, but in this game they just haven't really been able to get it going.
We also saw the success of it from Newbie. That was probably another one of the most dominant games. They won that, I believe it was game 2. against OG, actually. Maybe Liquid thought they could do something similar, but not working out for them so far, at least. 5-3, 16 minutes in. OG holding a, I would say, kind of a decent lead. The metrics don't really reflect that too much, but it's the fact that Miracle has the boots of travel, and you could see the progression coming up on him. He hasn't died once, and he's about to get himself involved in a lot of kills.
Really need to get that Radiance. And Miracle, like you said, Blink Dagger in hand, can make some stuff happen. Cool thing about OG's lineup is because they have so many solo pickoff heroes with the Brewmaster and the Beastmaster and the Doom, they've got so many different ways to set up for fights around the map.
Yep. That
it doesn't require them to have to 5-man. They can just send Moon up here, get aggressive. He's got Necro 3 at just 16 minutes in, 700 gold with him. We talked about how that 15-16 minute timing was going to be crucial. He blows that away by a mile.
And the really cool part of that with specifically the Tinker with Boots of Travel is the fact that you can TP onto the Necronomicon or you can TP onto the Brewmaster split.
Yeah.
So both of the other cores of OG can actually single-handedly set up a kill with a two-man gank thanks to that Boots of Travel mechanic.
Moon's going to get spotted out, but lays down the 4.
Relocated on behind. Moon actually tries to turn, but he's already been silenced up. So he burns the mana out. Fada spent everything he had, but Liquid are actually going to pick up a pretty nice payday. They not only kill No Tail, but they also kill the rest of his minions. Moon, rather. Sorry, Mind Control at the bottom lane. Doom is placed on him. They're going to try and go for Curl in the background to actually pop the Primal Split to be able to get this one. They should be able to hold Curl long enough, and it's a question of whether or not Mind Control can actually get away. The Doom's going to wear out in the next few seconds. He also still has the Aegis, so I don't think OG are feeling comfortable chasing him down, but they have the Lone Druid cutting across now. Matumba Man is looking to get the body block onto Crit, brings his Bear nice and close to mispresented champ, and no root whatsoever. Won't allow them to be able to keep pace. Liquid have to retreat without any real pickup there.
Yeah, and you see how frustrating it is for Liquid to take these engagements. The Bear can't really get in there. He's afraid of the march. His natural enemy, coordinated marches.
Animals versus machines. 6-4. That 20-minute marker is coming up. Matumba Man still top of the net worth, and so is the Bristleback. They're farmed, but they haven't been able to translate that into some serious objectives. All the tier 2s are still up for OG, and the Tinker timer is a ticket.
He is getting really farmed at this rate. Behind the Bristleback and the Lone Druid, but this is something we expected, at least for this time being. Liquid, with how well Matumba Man's been able to do in this game and how well both their cores are keeping up, their timing window is extended past that 20-minute mark that we talked about, and they do have a decent amount of map control. It's just they can't really get on top of OG's heroes very easily. Like, OG's ability to disengage just feels a little bit more superior than Liquid's.
Now, Liquid don't really seem too panicked by this. They, despite the progression of the Tinker, they still hold really good net worth lead on their top 2 cores. They're not, like, panicking and you know, 5-manning down mid, 5-manning any tier 2 objectives. Is that because they feel comfortable just trying to continue the farm game for another 10 minutes or so?
Oh, Fada at top. I believe Fada is dead again.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Crit. Kinda thinking about it, but
they don't have a Boots of Travel target just yet.
Nah, if Fada decides to walk forward with this wave. Oh, this would be brutal.
This would be the wave.
Fada's starting to run away.
No, Duke got spotted. They actually have this ward. They actually had a counter ward placed out by OG, and it was just a sliver away from being able to see that ward. So, fortunately, Liquid do manage to keep that ward intact, which manages in some ways to be able to save Fada's life there.
Probably need to grab some sort of
smoke?
I'm not sure.
Fada's actually separating from his support.
Mind Control would need a pipe in a game like this. Or even at least finishing that Crimson Guard would be pretty key here. They need some way to be able to pass through the march or just blind rush at them.
What is the idea of this, what, seemingly SNY and Crimson Guard build?
And I think the Vanguard just is a natural Bristleback item with how the hero works, but the Yasha, not really sure. Doesn't really benefit too much from the SNY in a game like this. It gives them a little bit more potential, but I feel like they need to be able to break base. OG are just shoving in the lanes with this Tinker over and over again.
And he could do this with, I mean, unless there's some sort of smoke gank or preemptive setup by Liquid, he's so unlikely the Miracle actually gets caught out. So it's going to be the rest of OG that need to play careful. And Liquid are going to find their initiation here, but Ifana's already been tuned up. Crit's counter initiation, now Mind Control comes in thanks to the relocate, but Kuro's going to be popped almost immediately. Crit's also going to die, support for support so far, but Matumba Man's right in the middle of things. Here comes Miracle, deeping in, is going to start setting up that march in the machines, hoping that OG can retreat back to that ground, and Liquid won't be able to press forward. A 1-for-1 trade-up is okay for them so far. Fly is going to be targeted immediately, first hit route, so he will lose his life. Double kill from Matumba Man.
They really needed that entry. As we talked about at Liquid, they had to push the pace of this game. OG had done such a good job of taking these micro engagements and being able to get out, but this time around they lose both their supports, unable to kill Fada. Now the ghosts are going to be popped.
It's actually somewhat of a blessing in some ways that Fada was unable to use his exorcism, as now he's able to utilize it to pressure the tier 2 tower.
Look how annoying this is though.
Harassment, march the machines, the missed percentage chance, so many things that OG can do to kind of stall Liquid. They're just going to have to get one tier 2 out of that.
Yeah, I think that's the right idea, to just take these mini engagements for Liquid and then pull back, take that tier 2 tower. Don't try to press your luck, because going high ground against March plus Rockets, you're eventually going to get chipped down, even with the mech on your team. You're going to get chipped down, and that's where OG will look to re-engage. One thing I am worried about for OG is maybe a little bit about their ability to deal damage outside of the Tinker.
Moon's still getting some pretty good progression, but it's not a big natural damage core, right? Like normally the Necronomicon 3 is a really big peak for him, and then you can get maybe some other like aura items, like maybe Vlad's or AC, but there's nothing that's, well, Blink Dagger as well, but there's nothing that's really going to make him a damage hero. Similar to the Brewmaster, right? The Brewmaster is also rather limited. He definitely has a cap.
Oh, poor Bear. Dice once again. There aren't a lot of them left, Cap. Spear Bears in the Dota 2 world.
They are a bit of an endangered species, yes. Miracle spamming out March the Machines, helping his team set up for the tier 1. There's the completed S and Y, maybe this fighting item. Allow Mind Control to feel confident in pushing forward through March of the Machines. Yeah. I was with you on the pipe, but maybe there's something about this. Wait. Oh, Jarek, he found the Doom. Got the Doom stolen and will be able to cast it on Miracle for the free pickoff. That's what we're talking about, preemptive setups. Miracle certainly did not expect that whatsoever.
I can't believe Jarek's found him in the tree line too.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Anticipating that movement as OG already make their way up, and I think I misspoke. After I saw the draft, I should apologize, just because if you look at Liquid's lineup, they still have 3 cores. And if you look at OG's lineup, they're so heavily reliant on this Tinker to be able to do a lot, and that's something that I should have really been able to catch, but...
So that's maybe why Liquid weren't trying to pressure as heavily. They felt comfortable sitting back and farming with this kind of 3-core lineup and saying, yes, Tinker will be a problem, and that's going to be an issue we'll tackle in the late game with 3 different kits.
Yeah, even though they do have the Tinker, who I think in the ultra late game will be almost impossible for Liquid to take down if he just gets 6-slotted. Because that was the first time we had ever seen him really pressured up at that top lane, and it took a Doom from Cherak that he had stolen.
Yeah.
And he was able to find him in this tree side lane too, because I think Miracle played it a little bit carelessly. But he was able to set up for that, and when I first looked at the draft, I thought that Tinker would be able to do so much, but if you look at Liquid's lineup, they still have that Tricore. It'll be hard for them to end the game against what OG have, but pace of game and how much they're gaining in net worth is fine as the roll goes off.
Gonna be caught out. Moon looks to be able to blow him up in the Primal Roar. Stolen by Jarex actually gives Fada a little bit of space, enough for them to perhaps be able to get the deny on Fada. Holding, looking for it. Jarex, there it is. Spirit Bear comes in, manages to get the deny. Mind Control actually going to be maledicted up. The Paralyzed Cap holding him in place. He's taking a lot of damage, but of course that passive allows him to be able to mitigate half of it. And now Liquid got the deny on Fada, but that certainly wasn't a bit of a win, just staving away OG's advantage gain, so they back away 7-7.
They have to go Roche right now. Yeah. You can't really take an objective off of the Doom and the Beastmaster Roar being used, but Roshan's a free one. Going for a tower push immediately after is really difficult, especially without your DP. But they know that OG can't take this fight anymore around this area.
And they also have some pretty good vision set up as Liquid around Roshan, while OG have nothing really. The Ether Lens and looking to be another action for Miracle on the Tinker.
It's what we saw him go last time, and it looks like it is going to be just that. Seems quite effective against this.
Against the Spirit Bear, I can feel it, but Bristleback and Death Prophet are both heroes that can do okay without right-clicking.
The Bristleback relies a lot more on it,
yeah,
because of.
But Death Prophet is purely like, I don't need a right-click ever, you know?
Yeah. Cool if the Ghost would miss. They got blinded. They can't see what they're attacking.
Something tells me. I'm not sure IceFrog's ready to implement that kind of mechanic.
It's not realistic enough for me then.
I'm sorry, Blitz. Meanwhile, we'll follow Satan himself as he moves around the map. Doom. Blitz is okay with that one.
Yeah.
He's got the
that would make sense.
Mail. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Doom in the game makes sense.
Well, he just got himself Alpha Wolf. What's he go for? Is it like, do you go the Blink Shiva's route for Doom in this game?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Sometimes there are applications where you can go for something like the Lotus Orb, but if you look at Liquid's lineup, there's nothing really that makes it very effective at all.
Lead the AC perhaps for the Brewmaster. Speaking of AC, of course, we see Matumba Man has picked up.
Oh, this is a cool play by Liquid. They're pushing in bottom with the two heroes that they find to be unkillable. Then they're just going to send mid, and they know that Tinker alone can't defend both sides.
Yeah,
but
so they'll be able
them.
to get some guaranteed chip damage, maybe. Mind control. Facing forward takes a lot of damage there. They do get some damage onto the tier 3 thanks to Spirit Bear, but now here comes that laser.
Now Miracle's doing it.
He's like, oh, you thought I couldn't defend both? Yeah, March of the Machines on one area, laser on the other.
You have to go down. Mana's low.
All right, more damage. Progression for Liquid.
Just shouting, hurry. He's got to heal.
Uh-oh, Matumba Man actually caught out here. Now they get the Primal Roar onto Crit. Maybe Matumba Man can get an escape with the mech. Maybe it both goes down. Spirit Bear goes down, which actually kills out Matumba Man. And they get the Doom onto Jarek. No more pesky spell steal. And now it looks like Fada as well as Burrow are in a nasty spot against the Brewmaster. They actually top the Cyclone. Meanwhile, Jarek's going to be cleaned up and carries on that Doom. Back to bottom lane. No tail. Silence up. Real continuous progression onto Fada. But now the Spirit Cypher proves to be too much alongside the Exorcism. And No Tail overextends himself against Fada. Rapidly TP out. They gained something out of the fight against OG because it looked pretty nasty for Liquid.
Buyback forced out by that Brewmaster. Didn't really think he needed to do it though.
No.
And he is not doing well when it comes to net worth. That buyback's going to cost him even further. No Tail maybe thinking there'd be a continued fight with the Bristleback and the DP, but Fada was already so low he had no interest in continuing that engagement. And Liquid, they do lose that the lone druid, and that was a little bit of a misplay by Matumba Man. The idea behind it is just to chip away, but he committed a little bit further than he would have liked. Most likely just miss micro, but OG jump on the chance to be able to kill the bear. And 2 minutes to go on that Aegis. With all the lanes pushed in, it's going to be hard to repeat that process.
I want to go back to what you said about the Brewmaster. Him expending that buyback, he's already low on net worth, and you already pointed out that the progression of OG for the two side cores, the Brewmaster and the Beastmaster, you're already going to have a tough time having a heavy impact in the late game, and if you're obviously falling behind farther than you should be in net worth, that's going to be made even worse. Crit is making up for it though. He's got Hand of Midas and Devour, so it's easy for him to get item progression as a 4 position. He's now got the sheet is complete.
And Matumba Man just continues to push out lanes. He's still well ahead of everybody in net worth. This hero is usually predicated on being 2-3k net worth ahead, but instead he's 5 to 6 depending on what core you're looking at on the side of OG. Now the Ancients.
It looks impossible now for Liquid to go high ground in this period of time with the Aghanims complete.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to pick off Miracle.
Yeah.
Which
and that's the timing that you initially jumped on, right? Which is the fact that Tinker is incredibly hard to go high ground against, so you got to try and get the push before that item. But now we're planning on Liquid pushing this late game and seeing if their 3 cores can essentially get to kind of an unkillable point.
Yeah, I'm sure Liquid still feel comfortable. Originally, I thought their lineup just wouldn't be able to get all that farm out, but with the Bristle having so much off the Wisp, he's transitioned really nicely into a later game core, and because he hasn't gone for any of those side items like I suggested, Smart of him, he is able to actually transition later into the game.
The smoke allows them to actually sneak an initiation against Liquid over that Spirit Bear. They're going to be able to jump on him, Matamba Man and Quada at the same time. The Cyclone Yule Scepter actually buying Quada a little bit of time for the X's as they're cleaning up 2 already. Thanks to the help of the Wisp Bristleback combination, Matamba Man needs some help. The Vex will be able to save him. No-Tell immediately silences him out of that Primal Sprint. What timing there from Quada.
So well done by both those guys as Jarex now steals the Primal Split.
I mean, how many ultimates does this guy really need to steal?
Yeah, he's stolen a Roar, a Doom or 2.
2 Roars, a Doom, Primal Split now. Guys rapidly becoming unstoppable.
There's no buyback now
steals
on the Brewmaster, although I don't think it'll mean much. It's just going to mean more Miracle has to try to defend against 5, and would immediately going to pause as wrong, but
we can take this pause time to break down the metrics a little bit. Liquid now have a 7,500 gold leads. They're leading by experience by almost 10k. They just got themselves a very big win, which will allow them to progress the objectives a bit. But Tinker's still an issue. You try and go high ground, knowing the Brewmaster is down for 39 seconds in this position. Tier 2 is obviously dead. They've got such a great pushing hero.
I'm thinking about it right now. I think a cool move by Liquid would be, if they try going high ground, they send Jarex in first, make him pop the Brew Split, then they just send the Brewling forward and Hurricane up the Tinker over and over again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That would actually,
play.
There stops the push, right? Marching Machines preemptively will be a little annoying, but they've got very tanky heroes that they can stop the laser, constant lasering from Tinker and the heat-sinking missiles. That can actually allow them to maybe get a whole entire tier 3 or maybe even a full lane of Rax while the Brewmaster's down.
I think that's kind of the idea here. The downside, though, is that they don't have the ultimate from Quada to be able to continue to go forward, but... And this...
Seems like leads to a decent number of OG fans trying to bolster up their adopted team now that Virtus Pro is away and same goes to Alliance.
This crowd is insanely cool, but they are so bad at chanting.
No. When they were chanting Na'Vi, they were real good at it. They were real good at it.
The OG ones fade out really quickly. The Secret ones died out real fast.
Yeah. Well, so did Secret. Yeah, they were just I think the chants faded out almost as fast as Secret faded out of this tournament.
Oh, they're doing the Na'Vi one. They're so good at this one.
See, they're so good.
They're real coordinated at the Na'Vi one.
I mean, that's just practice. Let's be honest.
Yeah. The OG one's not so much.
Look at that beautiful stadium. Look at the Roshan eyes. This green
this stage is amazing. It's just been absurd. The claws on the side for the booths too.
The production here has been absolutely amazing. Epicenter has treated both the players as well as the talent very nicely. Got to give a shout out to them.
There's a guy that just gets me McDonald's.
Yeah, Blitz tells me he wants McDonald's. I put it in a WhatsApp group, and then about a half an hour later, we're eating chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that guy's named Daniel?
Yes,
shout out to Daniel.
Had to put up with a lot of our nonsense. We haven't asked for a cat or anything, not anything absurd. We've just been, a little fast food here. Blitz needs to be able to. Blitz likes to think himself as sort of this world connoisseur of foods, but only fast food.
You gotta know, man.
You have to sample the McDonald's, Burger King's.
Not Burger King. The Kings betrayed me one too many times.
This fast food chain fighting over Blitz Dota has become
I have no idea
a
what
little
the
bit of a Game of Thrones issue.
Can I ask them? I was like, what are you guys chanting?
Just get an interview with one of the crowd members. I know that girl speaks English. You can ask her.
What are you guys chanting? Oh, they're showing the trophy and the Roshan, the eyes. Oh.
Apparently, the closing ceremony, they have some pretty sick ideas with it as well.
Nice.
Just as cool as the intro where the Roshan goes into his sort of statue.
Don't ruin it, man. Spoilers.
I'm talking about the intro. I'm just saying they have really cool ideas like that in mind.
Okay. Acceptable.
And Liquid coming right on back. Apparently, that was a bathroom break.
Somebody did follow them in, though.
Yeah. He needs to train his boys a little bit better when it comes to bladder control.
OG, completely okay with it.
Yeah.
There's no team, I think, at the top tier that trying to pull anything. It's all good.
All right. Getting back into game number 2 here. Liquid, that power fell so fast. They just found their opportunity. Tier 2 was there, now it's gone.
Go in, Jarex. You know what to do.
They have the plan ready to go.
All right, never mind that laser.
Yeah, there's the laser. Bouncing all over Liquid, and without the exorcism, which is the one way they can deal damage to the tier 3 with the miss percentage chance on them, Liquid rapidly retreat.
That was fast.
You should quickly run over to the booth and told Jarex what to do, man. Yeah, he missed his opportunity.
I don't think that would have worked. Miracle's positioning was really far back in the trees.
Yeah, it was. And that laser has incredibly long range,
especially with got eco lens. Yeah. That was insane. I don't know why I suggested
Blitz got all excited. He's like, I've got this plan.
This can work for No, it is absurd.
This is why Veggie's failed Blitz.
Yeah, there's no way that Primal Split play works. He just wastes Primal Split and plates them all to death, I'm pretty sure.
See, the thing is, Blitz comes up with Blitz is like, I've got this plan. The rest of us don't know it enough, so we're just like, okay. Okay, Blitz.
No, this one was not good. I'll take full credit for this one, but getting back onto the game, they are still climbing in net worth. Both the 2 cores are holding serve. Continuing to climb.
What is the idea of this OG smoke? Do they feel under pressure since they lost that team fight in top lane, and they feel like they need to go for a little something more? Because it's not Roshan time.
They have to open up the map.
Positioning's about.
You have to open up the map for your Tinker. You can't just allow him to static farm top. At some point, Liquid will get wise to that and catch up.
Well, maybe this Matapa Man managed to doom him up. The Spirit Bear is still good, but Matapa Man very rapidly is going to fall. They do manage to get him back down, but Matapa Man definitely dead. Liquid, now it's a question of what can they get in return. Kuro is actually going to be brought pretty low here by the Brewmaster trying to chase him down, but Fada comes forward, managed to get the Spirit Siphon on a crit, will be able to turn on to him, a 1 for 2 so far, and Miracle trying to slow down the rest. Jarex pops the Brewmaster ult that he had on his own, but it looks like it's not enough to be able to save Fly. He still goes
over here, no tail.
Fada actually managed to pick up the Brewmaster still after that ultimate. Jarex almost popped, there it is. Missiles in the axes from long range. OG do get that one, a 3 for 3, but it costs Fada his exorcism. Would you say that's a favorable trade-off for OG?
Oh, definitely not, because you have to use the exorcism on your side of the map. You didn't really gain any ground because, well, most importantly, the Tinker didn't die. The 2 top net worth heroes from the OG still survive. And
so you are happy as OG?
Yeah, for OG, you're incredibly happy. For Liquid, you're pretty sad about that. They weren't able to protect their lone druid, even with 2 ultimates going down on him, and they're running into the problem very rapidly where they just can't get on top of this Tinker.
100 gold mind control. He's got 18,000 net worth. This is a damn farm bristleback. He's got a heart, Vanguard, SNY, and mech. And he'll have some further item progression quite soon, I imagine. Looks like Kuro's going to be the one going for the pipe. So is this like, maybe Mind Control's thinking like super late game. He's like, no, I don't get the pipe because that's a wasted item slot when I want to get full 6 slotted later on. I'll let Kuro get the pipe for the late game.
I think it is a good move, just because they weren't going to be able to break high ground, I think, even with the pipe or something like the Greaves. So just continue to scale later on in the game. He is doing a good job of that right now. Probably needs to grab, I don't know, maybe a Shivas of his own at some point. Pretty good against OG's lineup. It would counter the aura of the Beastmaster, make everybody chilly.
About 35 minutes in, Liquids are content, it seems, for now, to farm away. OG are doing everything they can to be able to create space for Miracle, something that they're well practiced at doing. That's why they're going to go for this 4-man smoke. As the bottom lane pushes in, OG look to wrap around behind this tier 1 tower, see if they can get a favorable engagement. But currently, Liquid holds up in a really good position. The Spirit Bear right on the staircase, while OG look to be able to engage through the secret shop. This is still a clutch area. They will manage to get the Doom on Nevada. Oh, else you can manage to get the Primal Roar onto Jarex. Looks like they want to be able to pop him with the help of Primal Split. 2 heroes already down from Liquid. Turn around, Primal Roar. Jarex actually managed to escape. They got off the ultimate too. Now he controls Crit. A useful escape that might be able to buy Liquid. Now Miracle is getting a lot of damage out with the Marksman Machines. Can see the bear can get on top of him. He needs to be able to run away from this bear. They turn the bear with the Infernal Blade, slowing him down. Crit is trying to run himself away from Matapa Man, but looks like Matapa Pumpkin Man should be able to get this kill. The laser helping him out with the Wraith.
Miracle's the real key here.
Miracle is so damn low and will have to go back to base. The rest of OG look to retreat as they force yet another hit and run engagement that is favorable. It's a smoke both times used by OG, but it does get them a little bit more progression in this game for Miracle.
And he was in the middle of so many different heroes. They were trying to get on top of him, but you see right there how aware No Tail is of that situation. He lifts the Bristleback into the air, stops him from going to continue to go on Miracle. They make sure that they control up the Lone Druid Bear. Crit forces himself on the other side of the map. They split that so well. And although they do lose the Doom, the bigger target there is that they were able to grab the Death Prophet.
So in a game that does seem to be a bit of a stalemate and definitely going to be going late game, Miracle's idea is to get that infinite progression that Blitz loves so much. He's going to pick up the Bloodstone and see if he can start building something off these kills his teams have set up for him. But Liquid are going to be able to get a Roshan for themselves. H's and G's in their hands as OG unable to contest.
Not quite sure if this is going to be enough to be a high ground attempt. Do have so much HP on this Bristleback, it's just so frustrating for Liquid to try to go high ground against this Tinker. Time and time again.
Biggest item pickup for Liquid that I think they're going to go high ground is just because the MKB on the Spirit Bear. This obviously changes the dynamic, right? The laser now won't be able to stop Liquid from chipping away at the tier 3.
The problem though is that the Spirit Bear's natural enemy is Tinker's Marches. He still doesn't want to walk into that, and Miracle's doing a very good job spreading it out, making sure that
he's just trying to push one wave and he already takes half of his HP down.
Yeah.
Poor Bear.
And now
he doesn't even understand what's going on.
Moon, by the way, we haven't really talked about the rest of OG's item progressions, but he has a Refresher Orb, Blink Dagger, quite farmed, manages to keep up, though the Brewmaster is still a little bit further behind than you'd like. About to grab what looks like maybe a Hex for him as he picks up a Void Stone. Fly, of course. Still doing a good job of picking up some items ahead of the two supports on the side of Liquid and Crit. Big winner here for OG so far. Already has a Shiva's Guard for them.
Why do you like extra hard disable for No Tail rather than something like, say, Refresher? That, you know, because Brewmaster is so based on his ultimate.
Could decide to go for it. It wouldn't be the worst item pickup that you could go for. It's just you want to be able to fight outside of your ultimates.
Yeah.
Look for these quick engagements and now they're going to run into Fly here.
All right, well that's going to be a smoke used if it only gets Fly and a BKB used.
That had to have been a misclick.
Maybe he thought he was going to be running into so much more of OG and wanted to play it safe. Either way, it's still a BKB charge as well as a smoke used. All for a Witch Doctor kill, not really what Liquid is hoping for.
One of the, probably the best hero that OG could afford to lose, just because it doesn't slow down anything. OG can continue to just spam out, and Liquid can't really push on the heels of that kill, the most important part.
It's a Miracle. Trying to keep the map control in place by aggressively pushing out these lanes, but again, you're going to see Liquid do what they did last time. They're going to put the Wisp Bristle back at the bottom lane, pushing that one out. The rest of the team is going to be near the top lane, so Miracle doesn't actually feel comfortable TPing anywhere. He's going to go for very defensive positioning at this bottom lane. But he can't get that very active push a side lane all the way to the tower sort of positioning with the way that Liquid is splitting up this map.
Mind control, 3,300 gold, just continues to grab some farm, still in a good spot.
I mean, we could see a 5k HP Bristleback the way this continues.
Will it matter though? OG still have a lot of control for him.
Do you think which is more important at this point? Do you just continue to mass tank, or do you need the MKB against Laser?
I feel like you need a BKB on the side of Mind Control at some point, so that he can just walk in, not get tornadoed up repeatedly by Brewmaster, and to be able to just walk through the marches and get into the back line. If you force a Doom onto him, fantastic. If they force a Roar, same situation, just because of how tanky he is.
Bada? Pick himself up the Octarine rather soon. There was some talk of the Bloodstone of Death Prophet. We saw someone build it earlier in this tournament. I remember Mad was talking about it. He said he
I
actually
can't
preferred
remember
it for some situations. A little bit more HP, a little bit more mana than the AoE heal, but I'm thinking, you know, just the way that Liquid are set up in this sort of game, you just want to be able to cut the cooldowns of Exorcism a bit more and give yourselves more opportunities to push high ground. And that's what Liquid are going to do right here. Starts going on to that tier 3. The paralyzing task is going to cause some issues here. The pipe goes down. Mind Control is going to be the one pushing forward alongside the Bear to take out this tier 3 tower. They will be able to catch Fly immediately. It's rooted up and looked to be chipped down. Nope. Mataba Man has to pull it back. Now the initiation on the right-hand side. OG managed to make the initiation. They're going to go for Kuro. Managed to take him out as well as Jarek's. 2 supports of Liquid are gone. And Mataba Man already down to half HP. The laser bouncing around. Mataba Man is low, but OG are running out of firepower. He can't continue their push forward. Now Liquid have the chance to be able to go for some wrecks. Mind Control is going to go for Fly. And Force Staff gets him out. Mataba Man will finally go down. They managed to get the final war on the body. He doesn't have anything here. Doesn't Chase be able to give himself alive, but it made it better. Chase goes down. Silence gets off, but it doesn't seem to go. As Dual Scepter's only going to buy him a pinch of time. It's OG trying to right-click him down, but Mind Control still going strong. A little bit less than half HP. Can't keep on going, apparently. It's Miracle again keeping up the laser. New Spirit Bear is going to go and take out the Brewmaster with the quick fast. We'll be able to get that one, and now Fly rooted up. Again, a Force Staff, but this time around, Fly will die. Miracle coming back into play, but Mataba Man will pop the BKB, and Miracle won't be able to chase him down while that BKB is still up.
No racks taken though by Liquid. And if we look at the fight recap, fight does go in their favor. Not by a healthy margin, but okay. And you saw the weakness of the Bristle back there is Mind Control just had no mana, couldn't really get in there and do anything. He's got 4,000 HP, but as soon as the Necro minions start hitting him, he can't really provide a lot of firepower. Everybody getting so farmed though on the side of Liquid. They might just need another Aegis and Cheese before they go for another high ground attempt though.
Yeah, just to make it super safe, right? And that's kind of the what a lot of teams have been doing here. I think Newbie especially, you know, once they think to themselves they've got a better late game, they've got a plan for the late game, they'll just kind of slowly grow this lead. They won't take any risks, and that would be a bit of a risk, right? If Liquid tried to push high ground with that Aegis and Cheese, at this point in time, what's the difference of prolonging this game another 10 minutes?
Yeah, it doesn't really mean too much to you. And one kind of troubling sign from OG is, of course, their lineup, the rest of the heroes might not scale as much, and Miracle just isn't able to get out enough damage quite yet to help out his team and save them in these critical situations. Full MKB completed on Mind Control now. The laser not going to be able to do too much to him. Probably felt it was way too annoying to fight up against it. All their cores are so tanky right now.
So if OG, it's becoming clear that Miracle by himself can actually stop these pushes, that eventually objectives will be taken by Liquid. What do OG need to do to change this up? Because earlier they were going for some smoke inks, they were trying to be a little bit more aggressive, but eventually Liquid found their footing and were able to be the ones push forward. How do OG, what's an end game here for them? Do you just continue to hold out on Miracle Tinker?
I'm not sure because they don't really have the best way to pressure towers after they win fights either, aside from the Beastmaster. For OG, they got one smoke available. They're probably going to use it maybe for the next Roshan fight. They won't have one for 10 minutes after that point, so they've got to be really careful with how they use it. Liquid in a similar situation, but of course, with how farmed their cores are, they can be a lot more independent than OGs.
And they do have a bit more cushion to go with. The tier 2 still up in both middle and bottom lane, and even the tier 1 still up at their offlane area. So I do like the idea. I think you're kind of on the money there, that OG, that's going to be all kind of banking on Roshan and fighting over that one. With the refresher on the Beastmaster, double primal roars, Miracle looks to be grabbing his Dagon 5 here quite soon. Maybe with that kind of firepower, they can win a fight, take Roshan for themselves. With an Aegis and Cheese, maybe OG can finally be the ones pushing forward and taking objectives themselves.
Yeah, Bear sent up at top to push out the wave. Correct reply by Liquid. Make sure that the lane is pushed in, so if they do lose a fight, OG can't really get anything after it.
Very
disciplined. Bear after?
It seems very disciplined by Liquid, the fact that they pretty much are always Burrow and Mind Control bottom and 3 elsewhere. Grit is going to be slowed down by the Shivas, but I think he's still okay, especially with the 4 staffs helping him out.
No Aegis on the side of
The roar actually going out. Kuro, he's gonna get popped almost immediately. Now the jump in by No Tail. They already have the Doom out on Buddy. He can't get off the exit system, but it looks like they may still be able to focus him down. Doom ends up going down in return, but if they can kill Mana, yes, Miracle does manage to get it, but it's out of mana. The rest of Liquid may still be able to push forward. Fly, unable to do anything while he took Jerix's stolen Doom. Take another ultimate stolen in the box for Liquid, as now they keep going. We're gonna go for the high ground here. Reinitiation by Moon. Miracle's almost ready to go. Moon, he managed to get the stun on him.
The counter roar!
He managed to get the counter roar onto No Tail. No follow up there. Now the burn is left entirely on Miracle. Yes, he managed to get the kill on the support, but how can he stop the two big tanky heroes of Liquid? Matumbaman is being chased away by both Miracle and Moon, but the Spear Bear is turning onto Moon. They might be able to get a dieback onto Moon if possible. Miracle recharges that laser, hopes to be able to stop this one. Goes for Matumbaman instead. Another round of nukes, but he has to blink himself away from mind control. The control too dangerous to deal with.
So
Liquid.
many gems on the ground.
They're all over the place. Mind control with Maledict on him, and Lone Druid just a bit too low. They have to back out, but they did progress this game a little bit further. They forced a buyout there of OG. Now they know if they push high ground again, and Moon ends up dying, as well as Fly, and not really going to call the Doom just because he's up. His buyback's up in another minute, but that's two different heroes. You kill them, they're not going to be able to buy back for the defense.
That was so much work done by Miracle there. Even blinking himself right next to Matumbaman to be able to kill that Rubik. Then he re-engages and manages to get out. Even forces Matumbaman back. Even with 3,000 HP, the nukes from that Tinker proved to be deadly. They're just going to make their way down mid again. You know that buybacks are down. Pressure is going to be on cooldown for another 86 seconds. They do have the rest of their abilities though. I'm about to refresh.
48 minutes, Rack still not being taken. Liquid, the unstoppable force, meeting up against Miracle's Tinker, the immovable object. He looks to be able to defend his base. Now the initiate comes out from the Doom. Not able to get out his ultimate. Now silence up. They actually end up going down without no ultimate cast. The force staff does manage to get him a little bit of space. Meanwhile, Miracle putting in the damage against mind control, forcing him away. Crit will survive, and Miracle holds the base. Tornado goes out. They're going to focus down the Spirit Bear. That is a small win. They wait for the Beastmaster to come back up. 5 seconds left, and Liquid, they have to retreat, I believe. As only one Spirit Bear left, and the Beastmaster ready to go. It seems that this time around, the immovable object that is Miracle's Tinker will be able to hold this game.
I think it's a little, it discredits the rest of OG to call it just him, just because the rest of their team was able to cast really well to hold that fight without losing anything. And they force Liquid back without committing anything too hard. It is going to open up the map though for Liquid to be able to go for the Roshan and OG position where it's difficult for them to take that fight because they don't have that primal split. They do have Doom available though.
Roshan number, what is this, 3, 4? Either way, it's Aegis and Cheese once again. Yeah, it's definitely 4. Spada will be Aegis this time around.
Probably don't need it on anybody else.
Yeah.
Matumbaman is 3,000 HP in a BKB. It's hard to burst him down to begin with.
That's why he takes the cheese. Unlikely to be disabled and instantly popped.
Didn't even realize, but the Bristleback's already eaten the moon shards. He is really farmed.
Mind control. He's tired of being just the offlaner. He's looking to carry this game.
Another BKB completed on the Lone Druid. I really like that decision. Makes it so that he can guarantee the damage out. Makes him very tanky.
This will be probably one of the most dangerous points here for OG against the double BKBs. It seems that Liquids will start investing some charges just to be able to get objectives. And this does mean that OG, they have to get initiation outside of the base.
Yep.
Maybe not actively looking and smoking up and pushing out. Do need to make sure that when they start this fight, it's not right outside their, right on top of their barracks, rather.
OG have to outplay them. Clean and simple.
There's a big damage amplification there from Miracle with the Ethereal Blade ready to go.
No buyback on him though. Does have 17 Bloodstone charges and maybe his team can hold while he's down for that time period, but we saw how quickly Liquid's lineup is able to take out towers.
So he starts going for the March. Is this Miracle's full 6 slot? Do you start considering Scythe of Bison there at all? It doesn't feel like you can get rid of any of these items. Mind control. Oh, there's the Doom initiation. Managed to get it off on top of Bank. Chris hoping to be able to chase him away. And now the Brewmaster actually jumps in. They're controlling mind control. Jarex will end up going down to crit and the help of the Moon. Now they use another Primal Roar. Able to get the other support of Liquid under control. Can tether away. And now Matamaman comes back in. Eats the cheese. Underneath the death ward. He just doesn't care. He really wants the kill. Bots crit. Crit will be corralled into the jungle and finally taken out. But they've expended so much. Mind control down to half HP. But that's still 2,500 health on mind control. So he keeps on going forward. Side device being used and to control him, but No-Tail's just hoping to be able to get out, but he's slowed down. Spirit Siphon as well as the Sage proc manages to hold him in place, and maybe, just maybe, Liquid can take their first set of racks. Buybacks start coming out from OG. Immediately, a bit of blade used on the crit, slowed down with the clap, but it doesn't matter. Crit is a dieback. Miracle on the make and kill streak as they manage to kill a bunch of a band in the background, but the rest of Liquid are still going for this base. Now actually going for Moon No-Tail, hoping for double diebacks, but now Miracle's back into play with the Ethereal Blade. Mind control can't even put out damage on the barracks. The melee Rax is still alive. Heals being used up, only going to stall on Miracle for the time being. As mind control is slowly but surely being chipped down. Miracle only has so much more mana yet, and finally a melee Rax goes down. Liquid have some objective progression and will back away, happy with just one. OG, of course, lost a melee Rax, and that's critical for them. They want to be able to punish Liquid, but just can't quite pursue.
They had to use 2 buybacks for that, admitting the Brewmaster and the Dooms. The Doom going down once again, but holding Rax right there. It's not really possible with how much Liquid still had left in the tank. That Bristleback proving to cause so many issues for OG. He's just kind of ignoring everybody, beelining for whoever he wants. Probably going to pick up another major item here. 6,000 gold to his name.
He can still go a BKB himself. You suggested that a while back. Mind controls, no. I'm good for now. I've just got my MKB, but eventually he can pick it up, and now the charge is on yet another hero, up to 10 seconds.
That is huge, that you can get a 53-minute 10-charge BKB still. Very good for him. Did expect him to get it at some point.
Yeah, because now that we could have said that the defense of OG might get easier, the more these BKBs are chipped down, right? If they can go all the way down to 5 seconds in all of Liquid, maybe the defense actually begins to hold for OG, but it seems for now, the longer duration BKBs are enough for Liquid to be able to get through some of these holes of IG's wall of a defense.
I think they IG.
Maybe.
Okay. Close.
I'm trying to set up this tense match, and you just want to...
I ruined the moment, my bad.
You just tried to trip me. Well, it looks like the moment was already ruined from the point is Liquid aren't going to go for the high ground push just yet.
They have to push out bottom if they're going to go for it. Their top lane is pushing in though. And OG, they've got to push out these 2 side lanes if they want to do anything. Liquid, maybe thinking about it.
Isn't this a bit of a problem? Like, does Miracle change up items?
What do you think? Thinking of taking out of these item sets?
I don't even know.
Not even sure.
Yeah. So if Miracle doesn't change his items, he doesn't really change much from here, except for just more Bloodstone charges. In some ways, Miracle being the only hero that can defend and push out these lanes with Smarts and Machines really plays against him because all the gold he's getting doesn't mean much. Yeah. You need some progression on the rest of OG's course.
Get Moon Shards.
Moon Shards, Tinker.
Moon Shards.
All right.
Liquid shoving in all the lanes, trying to make it difficult for OG to leave their base.
Yeah, don't take that one, Miracle. Let someone else claim bottom.
Oh,
nope. They got it. They got it.
Like, I need this.
Just another, 15 or 20 waves of this, and I'll have another item.
They can't really leave their base. It costs them a little bit too much if they lose one fight outside the base. Especially with all the buybacks down as
they're actually going to go for the fight outside the base. They ban the initiation on a fun, and they're going for the pop, but he managed to get off the BKB. The damage not quite enough. Now the silence being placed on the Moon, and Spada continuing to heal up through the Spirit Siphon. Moon is definitely going to be jumped on here by the Exorcism and taken out. Immediately buys back. Jarex is gone for Rubik, and now Spada looks for next. He's going to actually go for Miracle, but no Miracle! Too much damage from the Ethereal Blade Dagon. Spada, an ill choice to try and challenge him. Thought that perhaps the rest of his allies could follow that up, but Miracle gets the kill and escapes.
This might be the most frustrating game that Liquid has played in a really long time. All they have to do is kill Miracle twice, and they could win this game, or at least kill him once, force the buyback. They can play pressure Dota and win the game. But since that one death,
are you gonna find another initiation here? Just might. They could get Curls, stop the relocate out, which actually he doesn't even have.
It's got to be
Get the
so
tether
frustrating. And OG, they've got to be bolstered by the fact that their star player still hasn't died since that one engagement, dealing so much damage in these team fights. Can't wait to see whatever the hero damage looks like.
And I love that. Well, the fact that OG, you're just saying you're not sure if they could actually push out with the buybacks on cooldown. It just feels a little bit too dangerous. But OG, they're playing to win here, Blitz, and I know you love that.
Yeah, I love that concept. Just not staying holed up in your base, waiting for things to happen to you. Try to make something happen around the map, and all of a sudden now they're in a position where they push 2 towers. Nobody from Liquid wants to buy back, even though they do have it available on Fada. They're gonna lose some control on the map now.
Yep, so that'd be both the tier 1 at 55 minutes, tier 2 at 56 minutes. Scythe of Vice complete for the Tinker. We kind of thought maybe he could put that in. What did he swap out? Ags. Okay, so no longer putting as much value on the bouncing laser.
Not with all these BKBs available.
Yeah, so if he can actually get the Scythe, and I think that really showed in that engagement where they tried to go on Fada, it almost turned against them because of the fact that they didn't have a hard disable on the Tinker, and the BKB was eventually used by Fada and kept them alive.
And he tried to go for the turnaround, but without that BKB, like you said, he dies so quickly.
So now,
combo.
They're looking for the kind of initiation where you Primal Roar, Aerial Dagon, Scythe, do the whole combination again, and that might be enough to actually kill the Death Prophet before she has any impact in the team fight. And then we can see things, even if OG don't have the same kind of cores, Brewmaster and Beastmaster late game. Maybe they can still win fights. No tail. In a position here, the Scythe device already going out, Primal Split. BKBs are immediately used up. They managed to get the Doom on Matumba Man, but he's also thrown up in the air. Not quite what maybe OG had in mind. They're actually going for the Primal Split here, as Micro's quickly taking that one out, as well as Crit. And nasty engagement that OG tried to force there, as Liquid don't lose anything, and they're going to be able to catch 3. No buyback on the Doom, Brewmaster, or Fly's Witch Doctor. Now it may truly be up to Miracle. You got to push out mid, Miracle.
He's got to push out all the lanes before Liquid can get inside the base, but they're going to meet their creep wave here.
The buybacks are up, 15 seconds, 20 seconds to the Brewmaster. Matumba Man takes a lot of damage here from Miracle. Got to be careful against Matumba Man! Wombo combo! Miracle takes him solo and still manages to stay ahead of Mind Control. Unbelievable. He may have just saved this one. It's now OG. Their buybacks are coming back into play. Doom's ready. 4 more seconds for the Brewmaster. For the range racks isn't really worth it. They're going to wait until Liquid go for more.
Liquid did commit the buyback on the lone Druid, so this is a little bit dangerous.
If they can kill him on top of man, they're going to go for him. Primal Roar already laid out, but unfortunately Miracle's controlled up, and Evil Scepter, they're going to go for Miracle. They've got it. He's going to have to buy back, as the Bloodstone's not going to be enough. Tarek's still being controlled.
Hotel's going to go down too.
Oh, damn. They managed to take out too much. Mind Control does too much. But Miracle's back into play. He's ready to go with the 3-arm. Looking for more. Fada was the target for a second, but he had to blink himself away from Mind Control's Crit. He's trying to go for Matumba Man, but obviously it's too much for him to handle. And now, again, Brewmaster and Doom gone without buyback, and this time it's not for another 6.5 minutes. Miracle standing out from Archie Machines, managing to get he can take out Fada. He still has buyback, but Miracle's being controlled up. They can't afford to lose him, but the damage is too much. They get the control. He's down for 60 seconds. Flies alone now with the help of move, but it just doesn't seem to stop Liquid. It's high control of Matumba Man. Combo up together, Fly getting the Death Ward, but it doesn't matter. Matumba Man manages to tank up through it. They're going to go straight for the tier 4s. They know they have this game in their clutches, that there's no way that OG can stop them anymore. One of the most frustrating games, you said, that Liquid has played in quite some time, but they still take it. They still take the series 2-0 against OG and will advance into the grand finals.
Just too much net worth on all their cores. They distributed farm really well. They made sure even if they lost Matumba Man at some point, it was next man up. They just couldn't kill the Bristleback as well. OG, no real way to target fire him down, and the 2 cores on the side of OG eventually starting to lose effectiveness. They tried their best there as they committed so many buyback cycles, but just could not hold.
OG knew it too. And they lost that melee racks. They realized that Liquid was just going to be too much to handle, and they took a chance. They pushed out.